Base, how you doing? This is Dr. Samori Swygert signing in. Today I'm going to talk about this whole concept of illegal immigration, undocumented citizens. See, I've listened to a lot of commentary from, especially under the Republican, what is now going to be the Trump administration. We've heard all the candidates that were jockeying for the Republican Party espouse their views on illegal immigration, undocumented citizens, undocumented workers. However you choose to use descriptors for humans from another country that are traversing U.S. borders, seeking a change in lifestyle, whether it is for economic gain, whether it is just a change in life, or to escape a repressive system, form, style of government or regime. Now, we're going to really get in depth with this because it needs to really be addressed. I'm familiar with the cliche, many of you are familiar with the cliche of African Americans are the first fired, the last hired. So when we think in terms of illegal immigration, illegal immigrants, undocumented citizens, once again the descriptors of humans, we tend to, with fear and paranoia of losing jobs, of being unemployed because somebody else is coming from another country willing to work for less pay than you are working for now. Many people that are currently employed, they fear for job loss. This fear is misdirected. One thing, the people that are, just hold 1 second, please. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right. Yep. Thanks. The people that are coming to supposedly take your job, they haven't done anything to you. You don't even know them.
Here you go, sir. It's free, you know.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Thank you. These people that are supposedly coming to take your job, they haven't done anything to your family. They don't know you. They have not threatened you. Nothing of the sort. It's just the fear and the paranoia that, look, I may become unemployed because somebody is willing to do my job for less. And for that, what do? We misdirect our energy. We misdirect our disdain. We misdirect our abhorrence. We detest these humans that are trying to escape a dire predicament, a dire situation, seeking for a better lifestyle. We direct it at them. Now, here's the question I ask you. How many of you are looking for a come up? You're looking for a better lifestyle. You're looking for a change for the better in your life. You're unemployed and you're looking for employment. You just have so much economic hardship and depression. You are looking for relief. Does that make you wrong? Is all of a sudden you're this monster that people should attack because you're looking to better yourself? You may have children or spouse. You may have a parent, a dependent, an elderly dependent that needs health care. And you're going to do what you can within the abilities that you have to make sure that you can provide for them. Are you wrong for that? No, you're not wrong for that. This is the same reason you hear many people say, you know what? Yeah, I robbed the bank, I robbed the store, robbed the liquor store, sold drugs, I mugged this person, stole this person's purse. I did illegal things that I'm not proud of, but I did it because I had to feed my family. I had to stay alive. I pushed the survival button. So, when we think of illegal immigrants, first of all, let's just say this. They are humans. Remember this, they are humans. We've allowed the system of capitalism, the power construct. When we talk about elite, the 1%, the ruling class, the aristocracy, these individuals have the economic power. Economic power in the sense of, I am going to commandeer. I'm going to control. I'm going to hoard. I'm going to hoard all of the necessary materials, the resources, and things that's needed for your human survival. I'm going to make it scarce. And by making it scarce, I'm going to put a price on it and hike that price up, mark that price up, and make you pay a dear price for that. And not only that, I'm going to keep your wages depressed so I can keep you a slave to the system of capitalism. Because I have commandeered resources, restricted them under my power and control, hiked up the price on it. And while I'm raising the price on that, I am depressing your wage so you can't afford it. So you have to continuously work so you can buy food, buy clothing, take care of your medical necessities, pay your taxes, pay your rent, pay your cable bill, pay your telecommunications bill, pay for education, save for education. This is how capitalism works. And I'm going to pay you the lowest wage possible. If I can't get you to work it for free, I'm going to get you to work it for pennies on the dollar. And what we have done is we have allowed that system, that philosophy, that belief, that ideology to infest our thinking and thought process. We've bought into it. So now we're angry at somebody that's seeking economic relief, just like us. If you're not 1% in America, you're seeking economic relief. Now, here's the ironic parallel to the immigration argument. People, I don't want these Mexicans, I want these Haitians, I want these Chinese, I want these people coming over here and they're going to be taking my job. Okay. Now, don't make me into a liar. Please don't make me into a liar. I need you to tell me yes when I tell you this. How many of you, well, no, let me not say how many of you. Did you not hear people say, if Trump gets elected, if Donald J. Trump gets elected, I am leaving. I'm going to Africa. I'm going to Canada. I'm going to the Caribbean. I'm going somewhere. I'm not staying here. Because of what? Because of the fear and paranoia. The fear of the policies that may be ushered in and enacted under a Donald Trump presidency has people ready to leave the United States because they fear the punitive control under the police state. They fear the economic depression or suppression, shall I say, that's going to come to the common man. They fear the loss of individual rights. They fear, it's this fear. So people are ready to evacuate. They are ready to abscond to other portions of the globe. Now, does that not sound remotely close to what we call illegal immigrants? I want to leave my country because what's going on in my country is not of benefit to me. There's no advantage to me. In fact, it's encroaching on my ability, on what I believe my rights as a human to be on this planet. It's encroaching on that. The pursuit of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is being encroached upon. So I want to leave this country. It's the same thing. You leave America in fear of Trump, other people are leaving other countries because of what's going on over there. Whether it is oppressive military, whether it is oppressive, exploitative, corporate capitalist, imperialistic domination of industries and corporations coming over there. It's the same thing. But it's the fact that when the shoe is on your foot, when the shoe is on our foot, the explanation changes. The justification changes. Now, what we have to understand is under the system of capitalism, if corporate capitalism goes unchecked, it is really a game of musical chairs. Understand? It's a game of musical chairs just on a global chessboard. Well, I'm going to leave Mexico and come to America because of X, Y, and Z. The poverty here, the gangs there, the exploitation there. I'm going to come to the U.S. Hopefully I can find a job and this job will give me some type of money where I can subsidize and pay for the necessities of my family. You can leave the Caribbean or go to the Caribbean. You can leave China. You don't dig the communist ideology. You can leave Russia. You can leave Canada. You can leave Africa. It's a global game of musical chairs. This is what we have to pay attention to and understand. But we're not paying attention to that. See, what happens is we end up supporting the system of corporate capitalism and its exploitive nature. When we say, you know what, I want to protest, I want to argue, I'm not in favor of immigration because I'm going to end up losing my job. What you're saying is I want to continue supporting this system of exploitative capitalism because I'm in fear that I'm going to lose my seat at this little table that's been set aside for me because I'm getting these crumbs. And above my little table is the big table where there's the big pie and the elite are eating slices, not crumbs, big, healthy portions, allotments, slices of the American pie. And they're gobbling it down with veracity. You want to support it in the hopes that one day I'll stop eating crumbs and I'll eat from this slice of the American pie. You're never going to eat from the slice of the American pie. Understand, this is wealth that's been passed down from generations. This is global elitism. This is exploitative in nature. So when you buck against immigration, you're saying, I still support corporate capitalist exploitation of humanity. Because you're saying, I'm cool with it. I want to keep my job here. I'm fine getting paid $10 an hour. I just don't want him to come because he's going to do my job and get paid $6 an hour. But I'm comfortable with my crumbs. Instead of banging against immigrants, undocumented citizens, undocumented workers, illegal aliens, instead of banging against them, we're supposed to be redirecting the focus of our ire, the focus of our intolerance at the system of capitalism that's exploiting humans. This is why I say we're misguided in our thoughts. Why are you banging against humans trying to survive just like you? Instead of banging against the system that says, you know what? I'm going to pay you $10 an hour for your work. You should be happy with that. I'm doing you a good job. No, you're exploiting me. You're exploiting me. You're trying to privatize the earth. If it was in your power, you would privatize the air. Privatize all the water, which is happening. Privatize the land, which is happening. They're saying, oh, how many of you have heard the rhetoric? This convenient rhetoric for the wealthy. The rhetoric goes like this. We have to do something about the world's population. The population growth is just getting out of control. There's not enough resources to support all the billions of lives on this planet. If you buy that, I have to re-examine and analyze and assess your intelligence. Because you're not doing the math. You're not doing the research. You're not reviewing and scrutinizing the data that's out there. I'm doing this. I'm reading this. I'm analyzing. I'm researching these wealthy people. You know why they say there's not enough land and resources for the people on Earth? Because they're excluding how much land on this earth they own. See, I've read this stuff. We're dealing with landowners that own 10,000 acres of land, 40,000 acres of land. You're dealing with people that own private islands, okay? Private islands. They are buying islands. Understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you look at it in that sense, no. There is not enough. There's not enough land on this earth to sustain life. When you have all these wealthy people that own 10,000 acres as one person or as a family, what are you doing with 10,000, 40,000 acres of land? How much vegetation can you produce? How much crop can you produce? How much harvest can you gain? How many trees can you grow? How many orchards can you produce? How many vineyards can you produce? How much cattle can be raised on that land? How much water is underneath that land? 10,000 acres? Ted Turner? Don't John Poindexter? This is for another blog that I'm going to come out with. We got to talk about it. But see, we let the elite control so much that it leaves us to only fight against each other while they keep the big portions. It's the system of feudalism. The aristocracy and the peasantry. This is what we're dealing with. And we fall for a hook, line, and sinker. And see, what we need to understand is this also. The real immigrants, and I've been banging this drum for a while now. The real immigrants coming to take your job, gentrify you out of your job, out of your occupation, out of your profession, what you have trained for, what you have gotten skills for. The real immigrant coming, they're not going to have blood in their body. They're not going to have blood vessels. They're not going to have nerves. They're not going to have skin. No. It's going to have circuitry and wires. And instead of blood, it's going to be current. Instead of skin, it's going to be polyurethane. Instead of bones, it's going to be beryllium and metal. Instead of brains, it's going to be a computer. It's the robotics. It's the automation. It's the digitization. It's the software. This is what is going to be taking your jobs soon and very soon. Soon and very soon. And you're going to learn. Stop banging against your human brothers on this earth. We've allowed the power elite to create an atmosphere where we turn on each other. They created the system of race so that they can control, the 5 deadly venoms that divide society and keep up distrust, keep up confusion. What are they? Sex, sexual preference, class, race, religion. Those are the 5 deadly venoms. And the elite know that. And they play those cards with perfection. And we fall for it hook, line, and sinker. So we're going to fight our brothers. You say, that's no brother of mine. He don't speak your language. She don't speak your language. We're human brothers. Man created race. The power elite enforced the concept. We let that sink in for a little bit. So, let's get to this real immigrant that's coming to take your job. Not the human. It's not the Mexican. It's not your Pablo and Felipe. No. It's the XZ238 model made by Boeing. The Z38 humanoid model by Northrop Grumman. Things like that, And I'm just saying those models I'm just reeling off the top of my head. But these capitalists, they want it so that we know when we deal with humans, I have to pay them for their labor. They're businessmen. They don't get in business for charity, for benevolence or beneficence so that I can just give you a job and give you money. No. Human labor is just a necessary evil. I have to pay you or I have to face up to crimes, labor laws. So what are they saying? You know what? Rather than deal with labor laws, crimes and lawsuits, punitive damage, let me create a labor force that's not even human. Therefore, I won't even have to deal with any of that. Number one, I'm dealing with artificial intelligence. I'm dealing with digitization, automation, robotics, computers and software. So I don't have to pay a human a wage at all. I don't have to pay holiday pay. I don't have to grant time off for holidays, religious holidays. No Christmas, no Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, no Eid, no New Year's, Thanksgiving, none of that. I don't have to pay vacations, sabbatical for teachers, vacation days. Oh, I want to go to Turks and Caicos. I want to go to the Caymans. I want to go to Africa. I want to visit Europe. I want to go to Asia. I want to go to Hawaii. I need time off, boss. Can you put some vacation time in for me, please? As a boss, as a business owner, you don't want that. You want somebody on that clock 24/7, 365, all day, every day, because they are cranking out the goods and services that you're selling to the global market. As you incorporate artificial intelligence, robotics, digitization, automation, software, computers, you don't have to deal with health insurance policies that jobs offer. You don't have to deal with supplemental life insurance policies that jobs offer. You don't have to deal with 401ks and 403bs and matching for pension funds for the people that you employ. You don't have to deal with collective bargaining and labor union disputes. You don't have to deal with sexual discrimination, racial discrimination, age discrimination lawsuits. You don't have to deal with lawsuits from sexual harassment. You don't have to deal with people asking for bonuses. You don't have to worry about people coming in late, calling out sick. You don't have to worry about people taking lunch breaks. Is this stuff starting to sink into you, what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about on-the-job employee theft, also known as shrinkage, because somebody wants to take something home or give their friends the hookup. You don't have to worry about on-the-job violence. Somebody gets mad at the office, their co-workers, leaves and pops the trunk, come back in with an AK-47, a street sweeper, and sprays up the whole entire office, killing everybody in the office and also killing your business because of the fact that they've killed your whole staff. Now you don't have anybody to work your job, work your business. Is this sinking in now? You don't have to worry about people with alcohol and drug addictions that get high and drink on the job, come to work high, come to work drunk, and run a tractor trailer into a building, be on a lift, a forklift in Costco, and knock over a whole aisle of goods worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. You don't have to worry about some sexual teacher that's molesting children in the classroom. If you have some sophisticated educational digital instructor. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot that goes into all of this thinking here. We up here worried about immigrants and the people, these capitalists, they're looking to milk it for free. For free. I don't have to worry about you showing up to work late, calling out, oh, my stomach hurts, my head hurts, I'm not coming in today. No, that robot, that automation, that digitization, it stays right on premise. It stays right on the premises. Doesn't even leave the workstation. You don't have to worry about training them with cultural and language barriers. Nope, not at all. I get me the latest edition of Rosetta Stone, and I upgrade that artificial intelligence, that robot, that computer, that software, that digitization. I load it with that latest update from Rosetta Stone, and whenever it's needed, it's, they're speaking in the latest Spanish, French, Mandarin, Dutch, whatever the case may be. Are you getting me now? There's so much that goes into this, and I can expound on this for like a long time, but for the sake of brevity, because I know people's attention spans, but I'm trying to give it to you raw. This is real. Everything that all the reasons that I'm giving you why employers would choose technology over a human are real. You cannot dispute that. Why would you hire a human if you have something else that's going to do the same thing that you don't have to pay? As an employer, you're trying to maximize profits, revenue, gains, what you're giving back to stakeholders and stockholders, to the board of directors. Is it sinking in now? We're pawns in the game of corporate capitalism, the exploitation of it. Stop banging against humanity. Everybody is trying to survive in a game of musical chairs globally because we've allowed people that have come into power to take control of all the resources that's needed to keep the planet running, to sustain human life. They've got control of it. They've got their hands on everything. They've got their tentacles on everything. And they charge you for it. But who gives them the right to do that? You didn't create Earth. They didn't create the Earth. They didn't give birth to the Earth. They don't even know how to build Earth. Half the people, not even half, these 1%ers that are in control of everything, they're not even scientifically astute. Half the time. It's just they got the power. We'll get into that on another blog on the achievement of power, because under real power and control, there's a murder game that we have to talk about that goes down. There's a real murder game that goes down in order to obtain power. And then you just build your businesses, your industries, and your laws and your systems around the new power that you got from ill-gotten gains. Now, lastly, one thing that we have to address is, as we talk about how people will look at humans coming to different countries seeking a better lifestyle, and we label them, define them, we give them the descriptors as illegal aliens and immigrants and things of that nature, and we replace humans with technology. These capitalists also have to understand that there's always a balance equation. There is a dynamic that must exist all the time. So when you remove human labor and you usher in technology, there's always gains, but there's always losses. So, yeah, when you hire humans, you have like open enrollment, because most of the people that live in America, their health insurance comes from what? The jobs they work. Their employer provides health insurance options. Now, when they take on these technological advances and displace you from your job and replace you with the robot and artificial intelligence and the robotics, they don't have to pay them, they don't have to give them health insurance, but they may need, insurance policies for insurance policies and warranties, because, it's a machine or it's a technology. Things break down, they get old, so they may need insurance policies. Number two, these things don't run on themselves. They need energy. So where are they getting the energy? They may have an expense in energy, your energy bills. Whether it's batteries or electricity, whatever the case may be, solar, whatever. There has to be some form of, use of energy. Whenever you talk digitization and technology, zeros and ones, whenever you talk about that, you always have to mention the probability of hacking. People can hack into their system, their server, hack into their business, and all of that. The other thing, let me just go back real quick. The other thing that employers will look at, why I would choose a robot or artificial intelligence or robotics over human labor, whistleblowers. I don't have to worry about whistleblowers. Right? You have like Eric Snowden and things of that nature. People giving up trade secrets, encryptions, and passwords, and giving up proprietary recipes and things of that nature. You don't have to deal with that with robots and artificial intelligence, because they're not human. So you don't have to deal with whistleblowers. So that's another reason why they would choose that. But now, back to what I was saying. They can be hacked if it's digital. And so that's something to think about. Also, You have to deal with if the power grid does go down, what happens? You're going to see a tremendous loss in revenue because of your whole thing is not based on human labor. Let the power grid go down. You still have humans that can do X, Y, and Z and still have some form of functionality in the daily operations of the job. Whereas if you just have a workforce that's based strictly on technology, once that power grid goes down, that's a wrap. Your business is in the red and heading swiftly into bankruptcy and destruction until they get that power grid back up. So these are the things to think about. And these things are happening all across the globe rapidly. People think of when they say, well, Mexicans are coming, and they assume they match Mexicans with all this agricultural productivity and illegal labor on like farms and ranches and things of that nature. Man, they got what's called agrobots. Google that, agrobots. They got robots now that are fertilizing the soil. They are watering the soil. They are picking the fruits, picking vegetables, harvesting. They do all of that. You have trucking companies that have purchased small cities and outfitted it and designed it and engineered it so that they can run test models of unmanned trucks so that you don't have to worry about truck drivers anymore. They'll have manless trucks. They have robot bartenders. They have robotic nurses coming up. These things are real. We've already said this several times. You got rid of the Blockbuster video where you had human employees, and now all you need is a Netflix or Redbox. Okay? This is real. You don't have to, you go to the grocery store, you could check out with a human, or you can check out with the scanner. Okay? Real talk. All this is real talk. Sprint, AT&T, Nextel, all these, Bank of America, your banks, you go to the bank, you can either go to the ATM or have a bank teller. They're phasing those out. They have, now they're coming up with digital stockbrokers. You don't need a human for your stockbroker. They've come up with algorithms on how to invest your money. They've got robot lawyers on the rise. Yeah, read up on that. Google that. Robot lawyers. Overseas, they're working on, I think this is in Dubai that I read, working on robot cops. Okay? Robot bartenders. Okay? Fast food workers. Robotics. Okay? All this real. Real stuff. Real. I'm not telling you, I'm not speaking off the cuff. Read The Economist magazine. Read the Journal of Foreign Affairs. Read Bloomberg Business News. Read Harvard Business Review. Read MIT Technology Review. These are the things that I read on a regular basis. And they tell it to you point blank, period. In no uncertain terms. Companies are not looking for human labor. So you can get mad at Pablo, Felipe, Graziella, all, people want to, stereotype people and all these things. Listen, that's small business right there, what you're talking. Don't hate on people looking to change their life and their family. They're humans on this planet. You need to redirect. If you want to bang on humans, why aren't you banging on the corporations that are exploiting human labor? You have two humans. You have the one that's like you, trying to survive and provide for their family just from a different country. And you have another set of humans, those that are exploiting you and people from other countries. Why aren't you banging against them? Why go for the easy thing? Is it because they're the low-hanging fruit? I'll bang on him because, this is, I don't know, he just come from my job. They're the victims of corporate capital exploitation. But you don't want to bang on the capitalist. You don't want to bang on the exploiter. No. You don't want to bang. Your energy should be focused on redesigning and redefining, dismantling and disrupting that system that's exploitative in nature. So anyway, that's it. You can hit me on Twitter at DocSwag06, DOCSWAGG06. You can hit my man Vigilante on Twitter at VIGALANTEE. This is 2 Minutes and Some Change. This is YourBlackWorld.net and 3HM. I am out. Peace.